To be a light of hope is basically about making others know that we are loved against all odds. God, who is our Father, does not stop caring for us.
I think it's not easy to summarize what does mean for me to return to the gospel, to be a light of hope. But an important point that I consider essential is that to return to the gospel means to be in touch with it in such a way that is the gospel to enlighten my mind, my heart, and my actions at the point that I must to incarnate it in my daily life. And only guided by the gospel, I also can be a light of hope, especially during this pandemic time. And how can I be a light of hope concretely today? I think being a sign of God's presence, it is what I am trying to be here in the Philippines, no? Especially here in the Brother Francisco Perez Cream, through the service to the poorest people and those who are in suffering, donating my life, even putting my own life at risk in order to stay with and among them and to help them to overcome their problems, difficulties, and also to experience God's love. And of course, it's not easy to be a light of hope because I also have my limitations, my imperfections. But I believe that is God's grace that support me and help me to be faithful to Him, being a sign of His loving providence, particularly in this difficult time of pandemic.
The gospel is the good news concerning Christ and the way of salvation. And so for me, returning to the gospel, to be a light of hope, means not only to preach the good news, but also to put into practice the teachings of Jesus into our lives, to bring significant impact and to bring hope to our neighbors. It is not enough that we as Christians read the Bible or listen to the sermon of the priest. I firmly believe that there is a need for all of us to reflect and act like what St. John Calabria did, unlike what every other saint did. As for my experience, people who know me know how busy I am, but I do not make that as an excuse to serve God, to serve others, and to do charity works. I actively participate in the activities like evangelization as part of our prophetic mission in the Divine Mercy, and also by helping others change their lives through the Word of God. By doing something concrete, big or small, we become a light of hope to others. By preaching and doing, we become like Christ to others.
God, who is our Father, does not stop caring for us. Of course, this is only possible if we become channels and communicators of God's love. In one of his letters to the novices, Father John Calabria said that we can only give what we have. That is why he exhorts us to first sanctify ourselves, to return to the gospel. To have a genuine relationship with Jesus is the only way for us to become a light of hope. To be a light of hope is the same as the suggestion of Saint Teresa of Avila. We need to become the hands, the feet, and the eyes of Jesus in this world. My apostolate last year with the children of Calabrian Children's Foundation had allowed me to know more deeply the importance of this invitation. To become a light of hope to these children was really simple. However, it was life-changing not only for the children, but also for me. To be a light of hope for them was about making them know that someone cares and that despite everything that they have been through, a good life is still possible for them.
Saying, John Calabria, the chosen servant of the poor, your life of holiness, our source of inspiration, to strive for God's kingdom and salvation of souls by living out the gospel to the full, by living out the gospel to the full.